and you risk your life. Every moment now. You don't have a choice. The only thing you can choose is what you're risking it for.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. Happy Halloween. This week on The Walking Dead, Carol and Tyrese were the runaway stars, and we learned that you cannot get upset. Everyone has a job to do. So let's talk about our favorite moments, and then I'll do a review of the episode. Let's talk about Tyrese first. So we pick up with the burned bodies from last episode, and right away it is Crazy Town. Population, Rick and Tyrese. It was really fun to watch them just lose it all over each other. Obviously, I think we kind of expected Tyrese to lose it since he was kind of on the edge of sanity anyway. She was really the person helping him keep it together, so once she died, I knew shit was going to hit the fan eventually. And what about that moment when he was sitting on the road in the Charger by himself? Who else thought that he was just going to sit there and let the wave of zombies just wash over him? Obviously, he just basically went into animal mode after that, but I think it's kind of implied that he's basically been bitten or been compromised in some way. So I wouldn't be surprised if he forces the group to kill him in the next episode. Don't you think he just basically wants to die at this point? Just when he was sitting in the car, he's just ready for it to all be over. It's just gotten too crazy for him. And how crazy is it that Daryl is now the voice of reason? He was apeshit in season 1 after he thought that his brother had been left behind, and now when Rick and Tyrese lose it, he's basically the one to grab Rick and say, get a hold of yourself. The actor that plays Daryl said something funny. He basically said that Daryl actually never wanted to be a leader, and you kind of get that sense from him, but he's kind of thrust into this position too. So I'm actually really excited about Daryl's character this season. What about him and Michonne too? When they were getting ready to go on their road trip, didn't you just get the sense that they are definitely going to hook up sometime this season? If Michonne's going to hook up with anyone, it's definitely going to be Daryl. But like I said at the beginning of the video, Carol is the other real star of this episode. She basically is just as crazy as Tyrese, she just hides it a little bit better. Whenever Rick was investigating that burn scene and the music kind of swelled up in this really creepy way, you just knew something awful was going to happen. And then he put his hand on the door and kind of realized that it was actually a small hand. At that point, I thought it was either Carl or Carol, and honestly, it's just a little too hardcore for Carl at this point. He is growing up though. He totally got that awesome hero shot in the woods with the hat on when he had his gun out. You definitely know that he's going to have a really big hero moment this season, so I'm really looking forward to that too. But when Rick finally confronts Carol at the end of the episode, I thought that was one of the greatest reveals of the episode. She just is totally nonchalant about it. Like, yeah, I burned him. I did like his question though, is there anything that you wouldn't do for the people in there? And she's, no, there's nothing I wouldn't do. It was really at that moment that it kind of confirmed that she was the one that did it, but Rick asked her anyway, did you burn those bodies? And she's, yes, of course I did, and then just walks away. Obviously she's trying to do the right thing, but I really like the way the show kind of puts morality into this really big gray area. They basically have to do whatever they need to do to survive. Everyone has a job to do. Nobody can get upset. But Herschel was like the real moral touchstone for this episode. He's like a man of total faith. He's like the Zen master of Cell Block A right now. He just goes in there, and then once the doctor coughs blood all over him, he takes that bandana off, and he basically just lets all pretenses go. Honestly, I think what's going to end up happening is that Herschel's medicine will save about half the people, and the other half will just die. But now for my review. Overall, I love the episode. I totally give it an A-. I love the way the show is maintaining its pacing really, really well. The intensity is just slowly building. That scene where Daryl's group actually runs into the walkers for the first time, they just go for miles and miles, and they're obviously all heading towards the prison, so they'll get there eventually. Honestly, I think by the end of the season, the prison will basically be like an island of people in a wall-to-wall sea of walkers. The showrunner Glenn Mazzara did say that this season would feature more walkers, literally physical walkers, on the show than in any season previously. I really love that they keep coming to the fact that they have to do whatever they have to do to survive. Like, sometimes that means not saving people that can't be saved. So I think that's going to happen in the next episode or two whenever this flu finally runs its course. I don't think the flu is going to last all season. I think that storyline is going to wrap up in a couple episodes. Remember, we only really have till next episode before they run out of time. Sasha's character, when she was talking to Tyrese, basically said, if we can make it till tomorrow, that's enough time for them to get back with medicine, we might be okay. And Herschel actually said that most of the people don't even have 12 hours. But let me know what your favorite moments were, and what do you think is going to happen with the group in Cell Block A? I'm really pulling for Glenn. I really don't want Glenn to die. I'm so hoping that Herschel's medicine helps him. Next week actually features a medicine run with Rick, because remember, Daryl's group that was going to get medicine is stuck in the woods, so hopefully Rick will be able to bring some medicine back in time. Be sure to subscribe to get my next week's video. I'll be posting that right after episode 4 airs. As always, if there's anything that you thought was really important in the episode that I didn't mention in the video, please write it in the comments and we'll discussify. As always, if you really want to help me out, please like and share this video. While we wait for more Walking Dead next week, you can click here to watch all my other Walking Dead videos, and you can click here to watch my special Game of Thrones Halloween video. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween. High fives, guys. See you tomorrow.